Hello, everybody. Brandon Jones here. I'm joined by Mr. Kyle Bossman.
I love trailers.
And Ben Moore.
I love Halo.
Do you still love trailers, Kyle, after all this time?
After all this time, I still have it in my heart.
I know Ben loves trailers, too. Ben loves Halo, so Ben loves Halo trailers, I'm assuming, correct?
When they're done well, I like Halo trailers, yeah.
This is Trailer Score. Some of you might be like, what is this? We've been gone for a while because of review season. I'm reviewing a lot more games this year than I have been reviewing before, so apologies for not doing Trailer Score. But in a very tight opening between reviewing games, I don't know if I'll be doing some more Trailer Score this week, but Halo 5 got a launch trailer. Ben is super excited about it. I have some issues. Hopefully we'll have a nice clash. Let's get into it.
Spartan Locke. I have spent enough years with Oni to know the truth.
So lots of stuff going on here. We see some cinematics that we've seen. We see some cinematics and voiceover, some story elements that are just introduced. Keep in mind, I didn't play Halo 4, so I'm not completely caught up on what's happening with the lore. Did do the Halo retrospective, so I know Halo Reach in 1, 2, and 3 pretty well. So we get some gameplay at the end of this. We get some story stuff leading into this. I guess I can maybe start with you, Ben, because you were really excited about this. And while this actually makes me want to play Halo 5, you know, if I take the gamer side out of my brain and just get super technical, I have a lot of issues with the way this is constructed. But as somebody who has demoed this game, as somebody who's played, you know, both the single player and multiplayer offerings in this game and is now getting a huge chunk of the story, why do you like the trailer?
Just coming at it from a purely Halo fan perspective, what I love about this trailer is it is all about story. And the way that it presents its story is it doesn't say, okay, here's exactly what's going on in Halo 5. It's very suggestive, and it brings up a lot of questions. Why is Master Chief being hunted? Who is John Locke and what is his role in this exactly? Why are the Prometheans back? What's going on with Dr. Halsey? It gives you little snippets of dialogue that you can kind of tease in your brain for a while and figure out, but it doesn't do the thing that I feel like so many trailers for movies and games do now that Huber often talks about, where I know everything going into it and I kind of have an idea for the outline of the story. This trailer gives me like 10 different directions that Halo 5 could go in, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. And if you did really pay attention to Halo 4, it brings up some stuff from Halo 4 in a really cool way, and that just kind of makes your imagination run even wilder.
You can't go into specifics because that might be spoilery, or
I can. We may not have time, but yeah.
Which is just one example, just to kind of show what you're talking about.
So in Halo 4, you see a UNSC officer talking to Dr. Halsey saying, like, there's something wrong. They're looking for Master Chief, and it's kind of given a negative connotation. And you see that come to life. You see Dr. Halsey says, hey, they're going to kill you, and they're going to kill us. They're going to make you kill us both. Some people had some problems with Halo 4, myself included, but it's cool to see that they're bringing a lot of that stuff over.
Kyle Bossman, is this the greatest hunt in gaming history?
I really want to talk about that.
I want to talk about this too.
Experience the beginning of the greatest hunt in gaming history.
So this hunt is going to extend into Halo 6. The greatest hunt since Duck Hunt.
I think all the titles don't work well, the titles that they picked. I think the dialogue works really well. I think voice acting's top notch. I think it's so good. And so I like what they picked. I like that moment where the music cuts. Sure, it's stupid and cliche when it's just like two action heroes are counting how many times they've saved each other. Sure. But I love where that comes, and I love how it's delivered.
One line that I like strangely is, I think he says, like, you're the only one that can get us in there. And I think that's Locke says that to somebody, you know, and like I like after that line, I am curious who he's saying that to. And so I do like that element that you were saying, Ben, that like it doesn't spell everything out for you, especially because we know we're going to be playing as both of these people. So It's like, what, you know, so I think it'll set up a story that's kind of split, you know, both ways, so you can jump around to different events and not really be able to piece everything together.
Going back to the greatest hunt in gaming history, that's actually like the one part of the trailer that I have a huge problem with. This entire time they're trying to contextualize the world for you and show you all these different things, and then they bring up gaming. Like they just take me out of it in that moment when the rest of the trailer they're not doing that, you know. And I feel like a lot of launch trailers are, here's everything in this game, and you could do that with Halo. You can be like, here's everything about Warzone, here's Arena, here's like all of this different stuff, and they choose to take a more serious approach. And so when they're like, do the greatest gaming hunt in history, it kind of makes it feel cheap.
And the hero becoming the hunted has been like the whole campaign. Every trailer that they've released has focused on that. I thought that was so obvious. I thought the trailer spent too much time focusing on that. It's like, we know that so much. We know that. I'm frustrated a little bit that this one shot of them, you know, SSXing down the mountain, shooting up all the that was just kind of lifted straight from a trailer that we've already seen. I would
have
have
so much,
it's so great, but it would have had way more impact. Also, it's weird to put in like what I thought was kind of a very story-based trailer until it just kind of does a gameplay montage at the end. It doesn't really bring anything. They're just kicking ass. It doesn't tell anything more about the, it's like they're good at what they do, I guess, is kind of like what we get out of that shot. Other than just the satisfaction of seeing them blow everything up.
The one thing that I will say that I liked for the licensed track is I feel like so many times when they use a licensed track, like for Black Ops, they use Paint It Black, and it's just like so on the nose. The reason you're using this is because it's a popular song with black in it.
Right.
This didn't really do that. It just seemed like it fit the sort of action-y set that they were doing a little bit more.
I don't like the rock and roll part of this trailer, and not because the song doesn't fit. I just think it should be its own trailer.
Sure.
So it's like in the beginning, they totally set this mood to be very serious. It's just like, not only is he betraying them and you want to know why, but he's kind of betraying you. They really want to evoke that in the player, being like, I thought Master Chief and I were on the same side. Maybe we're not. It's like Civil War with Iron Man versus Captain America. It just brings up all these questions about, who are your heroes and what makes them your heroes, and like what would they have to do for you not to follow them anymore. That's one trailer. The gosh darn it, Halo's so much fun, isn't it? Is a totally different trailer. And I think you can maybe do the reverse, like start with super fun time and then kind of get serious near the end and then do a logo. But if you do the opposite, it just kind of negates everything that was building up to it.
I don't know, Brandon. I feel like we really went on a ride. I'm all for it. I'm all for tonal. Because here's the thing, I really my favorite part of this trailer is when it goes from CG to that actual part of the game. They are doing SSX down the mountain, and then you're in that exact same area.
Yeah,
I feel like it does a good job of carrying the momentum of the CG into the gameplay, though.
Yeah,
like it didn't feel like an abrupt cut. And I like totally agree with every point you're saying, Brandon. But as a launch trailer, as like, hey, this is coming out in a couple of weeks, it got me excited. Like when you saw the Spartans kicking ass, like I was like, I want to do that.
It is like
the
kitchen sink launch trailer. That's just like old cinematics, new cinematics. Like old stuff reimagined, gameplay proving all of the stuff. Like not a lot of multiplayer actually. It really is just a story focused, which is interesting because they have kind of been talking mostly about multiplayer. The shot of him walking away we see like 8 times. I could do without that. I get it that like he's turning his back on us, I guess, or just like, wait, Master Chief, no, explain yourself. Just that kind of like mystique. I will still give it an 8. I think it's gosh darn exciting. It makes me want to play Halo 5, which I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do, before we sit down to deliberate for the Game of the Year awards. But it's a very exciting trailer. It's well made. It's clearly a big event. It's clearly a launch trailer. They didn't just do something weird experimental thing. I just think it could be structured differently. Kyle Bossman, what do you think?
All right,
the first score in quite some time.
Going with a 7.8. I just want to make 2 more points. I think that it's really interesting. Ben opened up with this point that he's happy that they kept it kind of mysterious what we're actually talking about, what's going on in the story. This is straight up a trailer for fans. If you are not a fan, if you didn't play through Halo 4, most of this means nothing to you as a trailer. As a launch trailer, it's really hard to tell what this is, what any of this is happening. And the second point I want to make is quick cuts only work if you know what you're looking at. There's a quick cut of an apple, I know what an apple is, and so yeah, you can do quick cuts of apples. When you're doing quick cuts of weird Prometheans, I don't know what that shape is, I don't know what that thing is. So some of these quick cuts I think don't work. And so that's really weird in an action sense. You have to know, and our brain has to register what that image is.
Bossman dropping the editing notes.
Lastly, I don't know if it's in the game. That shot of Master Chief going toward the end of the cave that looks kind of like what the Locke's visor looks like is stupid.
Yeah.
That is just straight up stupid. I hope it's not in the game, but it's a dumb way to end your trailer. So you do get a 7.8, but I love the music choice as always. That was sick. It's a sick trailer, just with a couple of weird dumb things. Do we count that pre-order at the end? Does that count as part of the trailer?
It's tricky because it's after the Microsoft logo.
You got to
get the Microsoft logo in there.
Yeah,
because
I'm going to say that's a YouTube splash thing. I'm gonna say that pre-order was not part of the trailer.
Wow. Okay.
Because the music stopped everything. You know what I mean?
And 7.8 is already just an atrocious score.
Sure.
The people who made this trailer should be ashamed. Ben Moore.
I'm glad I'm going last on the scoring because you guys, I think, both brought up tremendous points. I'm still super excited. I'm still going to give it the highest score. I'm going to give it an 8.3. Again, it would have been so easy for them to do a bullet point list of features on how much there is in Halo 5, but I like that they kept it going on with the story. I like that they presented, to me at least, the story in an intriguing way. I do agree that the quick cuts are a little bit aggravating, especially now that we're watching the trailer multiple times in a row, and you do see Master Chief his back turn a lot, and we kind of get it. I agree with Brent on that point too. But
stupid
still very
technical stuff,
excited.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, and I think that's why I couldn't drop it below an 8, is because like when I'm done watching it after the third and fourth, fifth time, I'm just like, I'm excited for this. This is going to be, I think, and I'm excited for this, and I'm more excited for Halo 5 than I was Halo 4. I think Halo 5's done a better job selling itself. Than Halo
Definitely.
4 did, so.
Yeah.
Definitely a big release. There's just so many big releases this year. It's tough to make time for it. It's tough to make time for Trailer Score, but we did it, Kyle.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll bring you guys another Trailer Score soon. Thank you for sitting down with us, Ben.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Bosman. Thank you guys for watching. See you next episode.